Oh, we're back. Oh, awesome.
You're awake
Oh,
this
it's
time?
been an entire week. Oh.
See, we got some costume change.
So good to see everyone again.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah, it's
How's
been
everyone week?
way too long.
Short.
I've been for many
Long.
Welcome back to
And that's
Shoot
the long-
for
the short of it.
Initiative, episode 8. Last episode, a lot of things have happened. People have died again.
R.I.P. Tammy.
The same people more than once?
But before we get into that, let's have a quick introduction of all our players around the table. I'm Hero, I'm the DM.
I'm Kent. I'm playing Tal, the half-elf rogue.
I'm Thomas. I'll be playing Alaric, the psychopath.
I'm Brad playing Gaz and Daz.
I'm Dylan playing Penance, the blood hunter, traumatized and nervous.
Hi, I'm Amy. I am at Amy Plays RPGs on Instagram. I'm playing Hazel Hawkins, the half-orc knowledge cleric, and I am stressed.
And I'm Doug. I'm playing Fenwick Philaduke, the cause of all of their concerns.
I'm so stressed.
Also, Amy, you had a week to de-stress.
Totally.
I'm going to send you my therapist bill if that's okay.
I'm sure she barely
Put
remembers.
out GoFundMe.
By the way, I need to send you that bill.
That
was a slow
So, previously on Shoot for Initiative, you guys have saved these drow children from the basement of the Strider Manor from the grips of a cult who have experimented on them. You guys took them, stabilized them, and realized that their situation was more complex because there are crystals in them and they were volatile. Eventually you were forced to remove them. Venwick was able to somehow come up with a spell to reverse the binding spells that hold the crystals to the bodies. And in that kind of small period of time when the spell worked, you had a window of opportunity to take out the crystals. You did that as to your best kind of knowledge of medicine, and even though you gave it your best shot, one of the kids, Tammy, a little boy with red horns and dark skin, passed.
One for me and one for my homie.
You guys
Tension
are
broken.
This is supposed to be a sad moment, guys.
you guys are now left with the aftermath of the 5 saved children and the one dead one.
Tammy was a good kid, man. He wanted to be a doctor.
Oh yeah, how's Jazz going to be with the death of Tammy?
Oh, you know, is what it is.
He's just clucking around.
What's Fenwick up to? You've just scraped away all the siblings and you've been
And he grabbed the book and walked off to his room. So he's already departed the scene.
Okay.
What are we going to do next? We
Cute.
can't stay here.
Logistically speaking, that is the city or Thunder Rock Mountain.
I was going to say, are we concerned that if we try and go to the city that Fenwick might not be able to leave if this god is actually influencing him?
Maybe
That's
that's
what I have
something we
to
need to
find
ask the little man himself.
But we
Like,
might.
how much is he bound by this so-called god?
Is he back in the room again?
No, he's gone back to his room.
Yeah.
Back in his room.
I feel like we should bury these kids. And then.
Oh, kid. We
Kid.
don't want to bury all of
Kid.
them.
Kid.
How far
What is wrong with you, mate?
I always get
Yeah,
confused. I'm
it's
sorry.
around 2 hours.
PTSD, oh no.
It's not my fault.
Okay. I was going to say we might be worried about him travelling. It's only 2 hours to get back to Arrington, so we could try and leave and see if Fenwick's okay. But I'd much rather talk to him
Well,
and risk it.
I'd like to get these kids back to their families.
I think
Agreed. Half-day walk.
maybe
Or was
Fenwick
it?
needs to sleep too.
Yeah. Fenwick, come out of the closet. We got stuff to do, man.
He's in his room. Just yell it through the wall.
Come out of the closet.
I'll see if I can get us a carriage and some horses.
On that note, you see kind of Connor, the elderly gentleman who was very out of it, very taken back from the death of a drow child. He now snaps out of it as soon as it's carried. He goes, yes, I believe the people occupying the manor, or occupied the manor, had several carriages with them.
It means we have several carriages now.
Yeah, what's happened to the manor? Are the people still there, or?
Well, yeah, what happened to them guards? Like, are the guards still around? I mean, I don't want to just go up and
They
get a
Did
bunch
they
of
go
guards.
to aid, or?
They did not, but I saw them yesterday night taking leave, I suspect, back to Eridan.
Were they perhaps running with their tails between their legs as they got zapped with the lightning like the rest of the town?
Well, it seemed to me that they were let go. They seemed rather scattered and not very much organized.
We kind of killed their employer, so
Perhaps there is
No,
a
wait,
free
we
marriage.
We never met the captain with the scar, who might be a burly woman.
the guy who said that he hired us, who was that again?
Hoss.
Wasn't Haas the one hiring these guys?
I don't know.
I think we need to have another chat with
Well,
Haas.
Hoss is a dick, and I don't really care if I screw him over.
Alright.
Well, you know my affiliation with chopping off some.
Well, we don't need to resort to that.
I like the idea of taking a carriage and just leave it.
Alright,
Well,
let's have a
I'll
chat
go
with
get
the
one.
From the manor though. Like if there's a free one there, why pay for it?
I might go with
If
Talbot.
it's not nailed down, mate, I'm going to take it.
The right man
Do
for
you
the
need,
job.
do you need some backup?
Well, I might go with Tal. I might take
Sure,
Tammy
you'll
to
be good with
the,
the horses then.
to the church.
Sure, I can do that. I'll come with you.
Yeah, I think the three of us will go. I'll carry Tammy, ask Connor if he's ready to prepare a kind of funeral, and we'll come back with, you know, kids and everyone, and do a ceremony, and then we'll go. But yeah, we'll go.
Go get a carriage and some horses.
So are you traveling to the manor?
I think three of us. I think I say you two.
You
Keep
two.
an eye on Fenswick, and I'm gonna wrap Tammy up in like a sheet and carry him.
So
back to
you
the
will help
church.
Connor to move Tammy back to the church. You guys find two carriages, black with kind of golden enabling on them. One of the little sigils on the front of the carriage. Where's loud?
That's a taxation office.
One of the sigils on the carriages is the flame, and inside the flame there is a shadow of a child in it. So the one that you associate with the cult. But the carriages have no horses. Instead, there's one massive black crystal where the horse would be. And you know these, as you have seen around the city, as autonomous kind of carriages.
Do we have a car?
They're Teslas.
Yeah.
Great, let me drive a car with PTSD. Sure, what could possibly go wrong?
Wait, you are driving.
So only one
I
of them's got
have to
the sigil on it.
So both of them have the sigil on it,
Alright.
but there's only one sigil.
Do we need
Yeah, on
two
the
cars
front.
for
On the
the
front.
kids as
Um,
well?
Yeah.
I'm going to deface it.
Like just scratch it off.
Yeah.
Are you sure we should do that?
Or get a hammer and just smash it.
But we might need to, you know, blend in. Pretend.
Mate, I don't know. I've never even heard of this cult, so I don't know if they're going to be accepted up in the city, and I don't plan on going through the front fucking gate.
I thought that might be a good idea.
What was that?
I thought that could be a good idea, going through the open gate.
I don't trust any of those guards up there, mate. I mean, we don't know how far up the chain that goes. Those city guard could all be part of his cult, and they're going to be looking out for us. I want to go in as quietly as we can.
Then
And
we
I
kill
know
all-
a way.
Did we kill all the ones that saw us?
No, there's still some. They ran off. They've gone back to the city. That's what Connor said. So,
Well, whatever you want.
all right. I'm smashing up the sigil.
So you scratch out the sigil with kind of like the kind of edge of your sword, kind of like chiseling away, and you don't really see the sigil anymore. But you know that the carriage still holds some kind of power because it looks like a royal or rich person's carriage, and not many people have autonomous carriages.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it could be useful, or it could be
Could draw attention.
draw attention.
Let's grab both of them.
I'm gonna do a wisdom check. See if it's a good idea to take these.
Sure.
Is that a yes
That's
or no?
15. It's a 15.
You know that the carriages will probably be let into the city because they are If they weren't in the city, whoever that have stopped them would have been in very deep trouble. But without papers, you won't be getting into the inner circles of the
And
city.
get into the lower circle.
Yeah.
Which is probably the main area we want to be in.
But the carriage itself would have no issue entering the city.
So we grab both.
Yeah, let's take both.
Right.
Well, there's a few of us. We all want to fit in one anyway, so.
True.
You ever driven one of these before?
We'll find out.
Yeah, I haven't either.
It's
It's gonna be fun.
drag race back to the town. Just like Fast and Furious, just like speeding through the town.
But stalling it.
3 more dead kids.
I'll say as you open the carriage doors, you see that there is a clear crystal inside. This is the first time you've seen a clear crystal. And the clear crystal is in the center of the carriage, and you don't really know what it does. But it seems to be the only thing that's in the carriage, so if there's any steering, it probably would be that crystal.
Push it forward.
I'll stick my hand on top of it.
So you try and push it forward, you try and stick your hand on
Yeah.
it?
Well,
we are
we're in
two
separate
different
carriages anyway, so.
Okay.
You go
So-
reverse, I go in front.
What are you thinking in the very second that you're touching it?
Go.
Forward.
Okay, so both of the carriages just goes forward and almost hits each other. Right on each other.
Whoa!
And you take your hand off and the carriage stops.
Well, I mean,
Alright,
that
after
was
you,
pretty
mate.
cool.
You go first.
Alright, I think full speed.
Which way?
Forward.
Forward.
Sideways.
The carriage races forward, barely missing the fountain, and now kind of zooming towards the city hall. Or
Woohoo!
the church where Connor is now with Hazel.
Right.
So you guys follow behind?
Yeah.
So Hazel,
Hello.
so in preparing the you get hit by no.
Yeah, finally I got a kill.
I get hit by a car.
By Tesla. In preparing the body for burial, you realize that he's preparing the body in a way that is traditional in Beale, not so much in Haven, which the Drow, assumably the Drow children would be born of. So it is soaked in kind of oil and kind of a flammable liquid in kind of
I
wrappings.
Did ask about burying this child. Do you have a graveyard?
Yes, but we do not bury whole bodies, we bury the ashes, so they may be rebirthed.
Okay. Do I know what the Avon way of burial is? Like, I'm guessing I've read about all the different religions.
So Avon is usually frozen
Oh, okay.
with a spell.
As someone from Avon,
Mm.
do the people of Avon want to follow the Avon ways that have fled, or are they happy to adopt new lifestyles?
Usually people from Avon who's fled is nothing to do with the religion. It is to do with the land and the creatures that come out of the land, and also just kind of the corrupt government, the authority that is controlling them. The very kind of dictatorship style.
So a lot of the people of Avon are happy with the god Avon himself.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's very embedded in the tradition.
Not me.
So this child would have been raised with like those things.
Yeah,
So freezing the body instead and then burying
freezing.
it.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is tricky territory because I'm in his church. I think I'll just kind of like say, Connor, I thank you so much for helping us with this, and of course we are in your church and you have welcomed us in very graciously, but I believe this child would have been raised in the ways of Avon, and I believe they freeze their dearly departed.
I don't think I can aid you in that, although I do respect.
Unfortunately I can't either because I don't have that spell.
Perhaps someone in Eridan.
Perhaps.
I could help you to preserve the body as long as I can.
I think I'd like to ask Penance and the children what they think, as they are from Avon.
Of course.
I don't think it's our place to judge, even though I know Avon isn't necessarily everyone's favourite god. But I appreciate your help with all this. I was wondering if you had any divining tools I might be able to borrow for a moment. Some cards or some dragon bones or something.
Well, takes out a bag. I do have these. And you notice it is
Is it more crystals?
more crystals. More crystal
Why
dust.
is that the answer to everything?
And I do have.
We in voice
Thoughts
in right
thoughts
now.
and prayers. Thoughts and prayers.
Yeah.
He does take off his ring. I do have this little trinket. I would like you to have it. You might do more good than I. I don't have long left. I would like to see some good come of it.
Okay.
I am, of course, 80. I will go soon, I believe.
You have done very well.
Yes.
Kind of gracious. Zero squish.
It's kind of like a very big square, kind of red ruby. And as you put it on, you can feel your health reinvigorates. I would say that your ring could heal 1 HP every turn,
Oh, so
automatically.
it's kind of like just a boop, you're good.
Yeah,
Hell yes.
to a person of choosing.
Love that. Thank you so much, I will try my best to do good with this.
Yes.
Do you mind if I borrow some crystals and do a spell quickly, just to check something?
Oh, sure. I have 3 left.
Oh, okay. I don't want to take your crystals if you only have 3. I just wanted to do augury, but I don't have any divining tools.
Oh,
Do you have... what else can I use? I can use dragon bones, gem inlaid sticks, ornate cards, which I have, but Hazel doesn't.
Whiskey.
I have holy water. Does that help?
I think it's meant to be a physical thing. That's all right. I might try and
Okay.
buy a divining tool.
Oh,
I was
yes.
just going to see if our journey ahead will be.
Yes, I would.
Okay.
You could go up and see my brother.
Ooh, your brother.
Yes. He's a cardinal
In Eridan?
in Eridan, yes.
Oh wow,
What's his name?
that's pretty.
And would you be able to give me perhaps a letter of, an introduction?
Oh, sure. Let me go into my room. So he goes in, he writes a big letter, and he gives it to you, and he introduces you guys as kind of the heroes of Thunder Rock.
Yeah.
He'll save these 5 children.
Thunder. God.
So his name is Fernando McNamara.
Fernando McNamara. Okay.
Interesting
and-
name.
And where would he? Is he?
Spanish, Scottish?
Is he? He'd be at like a Church of Beal, or I'm guessing the main Church
Yes.
of Beal. Okay.
Main church of Beale.
I take that, and any other words you want me to pass on to him? Or?
Yes. Perhaps I will come with you this time.
Oh, wonderful! If you'd like to join us, of course.
I think this might be my last trip.
Are you okay to leave the town?
Oh, yes.
You're beautiful. You're the mayor here, aren't you?
There has been a successor.
Oh, wonderful.
Hoss will take care of the town now.
Oh no.
I was hoping Daisy would have won.
Don't we have time for just one more kill?
Was this an election, or is it because he's the most rich and powerful?
Well, he owns most of the area surrounding the land.
Right.
He has the most power to
I
help it.
might come and maybe check in on Thunder Rock at some point in the future and just see how Hoss is doing.
Oh, that is very kind of you.
Yes. Oh, okay. Let me help you pack your things. If you can preserve Tammy's body, we will join the others. The boys should be here shortly with the carts. I'm not sure they were going to pick us up, I think, on the way through.
Of course.
Just going backwards full speed.
Spins around and
like,
stops.
Alara's got it on 2 wheels somehow.
Probably one, to be honest.
And then you hear a horn.
But yeah, I'll quickly pack up some things for Connor while he's kind of working on the body, and then we'll go back.
Starts putting water on the body.
Oh yeah, I'll have to clean up so it doesn't burst into flames if we cool. Yeah, I think we join up with these guys. How are Gaz and Bennett doing with the other 5 kids?
So,
Tiberius.
were the kids with you in
No.
the carriage?
No,
Yeah,
It's-
so
I think we would have left
We were
the
getting
kids
them
to-
and then
Yeah, it was
going
still.
back to
So they're all packed up now with what remains of their the old rags. Daisy helped you find some spare clothes that they had lying around.
Some water skins as well, if at all possible.
You ask nicely. Daisy offers you what is left of her supplies, which is basically just kind of not water skins, but just big jugs made out of dried fruit. So there's a dried melon that people dry, and it becomes kind of like a container.
Like a gourd.
Like a gourd, yeah.
I'm happy to put in to give her like a gold. I'll throw in a gold for that as thank you.
She puts in the famous kind of Thunder Rock Ale in it for you.
Perfect.
I take my gold back.
I feel like that should be for free.
So she
Single
approaches Gaz before you leave, and she goes, "When will you be back?"
Look, I don't know, Daisy. We kind of ran into some things that were probably a lot bigger than what we thought we would. So this journey could take us anywhere.
I will wait for you.
Daisy, I don't want to get your hopes up, love.
It's okay. I'm used to waiting.
Look, there's something you should know about me, Daisy. Before all this started, before I decided to join the Heroes Guild, I was married.
Well, everyone has a history. It's okay.
Unfortunately for me, it ended in quite sad terms. There was a raid, or something happened at the farm which unfortunately killed both my wife and my son.
Oh, you poor darling.
And I'm just not ready. I'm just not ready yet to move on.
Well, what's important now is the future.
Yes.
You do what you need and you come on back now.
Yes, I'll always remember Shaz.
Your wife or your son?
Shaz the wife. Gaz.
No.
What's your son's name, please? Oh.
Shaz is a common female name where I'm from. I myself, Gaz, married Shaz, and I had a son. The son, his name was Daz, and after whatever happened, this chicken appeared, and all after that, I just named him Daz, and it just kind of stuck. It just felt normal.
For a second, I think you
was
said
kinda
your son
weird.
turned into a chicken.
That would have been better.
Well, if you ever come back this way, you know where I is.
I'll never forget you, Daisy.
I'll never forget you.
You're a classy lady.
You will write, won't you?
Do I know how to write?
And that breaks enemy.
What's your intelligence?
Do you have any languages?
I'm negative. I've got an 8, so I'm -1.
I'll say you can write words.
I
No, he
rolled
really
a 2.
with help sentences.
Assisted learning.
Yeah.
I'll get Tiberius to write something for me.
Horribly good.
Anyways,
It's an improvement.
before I go, Daisy, as an appreciation of everything, I give her the Thunder Rock coal that I found, like the
one proper one.
the proper one.
The proper one?
The crystal.
Yeah, the proper
From
one of the
beneath the
proper
manor.
crystals.
I thought you were
Because
going to give her the shitty stuff.
no, I was going to give her one of the proper crystals to kind of keep and look after.
She gives you a ring of hers from her finger, and you can see it has a family sigil on it.
Oh,
She gives it to you and goes, "Take this for memory by. It might help you in the city a little."
Make me cry.
Secret,
Thanks,
like,
Daisy.
You should go now.
Well, she's got a family sister.
She looks away and trying not to let you see her cry. I can't.
Apparently today is the day for giving out rings.
Yeah, ring buddies. Oh god.
Daisy turns away and she looks towards the kitchen, kind of just doing these. Go. Go.
Don't wait for me, Daisy. And I just walk out the tavern.
Here, just don't give a damn.
Also,
I feel like
does
we're
it
better
mean
off
that,
with
like,
the cards.
5 sessions from now,
Oh,
we
we're still
like
inside
need
in
to
the
go
car.
back and get the crystal, and Daisy's the only one who has a crystal still, and we have to go back to her.
She's the bad guy.
I can't. I don't know what's going to happen. It's D&D.
True words were never said.
D&D, Dumb and Dumber.
Genuinely, that was beautiful.
Yes.
That was
That
wonderful.
was
Excellent.
amazing.
Oh my god.
So you guys say your goodbyes. The kids are ready. The carriages are ready up in front. A little more scratched than before. And the body is ready for moving. Connor has packed up what seems to be his life, just a couple of books, religious texts, and clothes. And he's ready to climb aboard with you.
I will also say to Connor before we get to the carriage, just one or more of the boys might try and get some crystal from you by pretending to be very upset, and we are all upset, you know. But don't let them bully you into giving you that crystal.
Oh, that's okay. I can give what I will, what I can afford. Anything that helps.
Okay, that is fair. Can I have a little bit of crystal, please? Hazel's like just crying. She's like, oh god, this has been a
Of course.
Truer words have never been said.
He gives you one of his free crystals.
Oh, wow.
No, just like a little.
Still very close, you know. You can still grab that too.
Am I able to have a quick word with Connor?
Oh yeah. You can be in this carriage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Connor, do you have much experience with gnomish traditions?
Oh,
Judge Toes is now
Have you spent
following.
much time with gnomes?
no, I have not.
Perfect. There's something important about Fentwick. I must let you know.
Yes.
It is customarily seen as very, very, very rude to look upon any of the skin of that arm. In this regard, I suggest avoiding talking about it, looking at it, referring to it in any way, shape or form, as it is a customary insult to do so.
Because they are hairy?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Just thought I'd inform you just in case it is something I like
Of
to do.
course, I could oblige.
Perfect, I appreciate that immensely.
Of course, today's the day you don't have charisma.
It wasn't. It was
I was
intelligence.
saying Connor's not the type of person to question.
Yeah, I was
That's
hoping. Sorry.
Connor's chill.
Yeah, I'd hate for the travel to become uncomfortable due to an accident. So as such, I thought I'd inform you. Everyone else is aware. We do not talk about it, so I thought I'd let you know.
Of course. I must say the preservation process won't last long. We should head off as soon as we can.
Excellent, excellent.
So who's in which carriage?
Well, first of all, should we talk to the Fanthrop and make sure she's okay to leave?
Can we do it in the carriage?
We'll soon find
Who's
out.
going to come?
Yeah. Alright.
Pick 'em up.
So I say probably free each in each carriage with 2 kids. Or with 2 or 3 kids.
I think I'm sticking close to this one.
Is there any seats outside of the carriage? Like to keep guard? Or is it just like a driver?
There's no way you can sit outside of the carriage unless you're on top or you're
Carriage
hanging from
setting.
the door.
Oh, I don't want to do that.
Or you can stick your head out.
I will be in the carriage with Connor and not this one.
So it'll be Connor, 2 kids.
Mm-hmm.
So who's riding with me and Connor?
Well, I'm a driver.
I guess that makes
No.
me.
Yeah, so
Well, no, we need
1,
a driver
2,
in
3.
each one though, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
perfect.
Skaz and we need one
Well, wasn't he Tiberius?
Tiberius.
He's on top.
Didn't he have his own horse?
M1LLZ underscore is now
What's his
following.
horse's name?
So,
Oh my god.
You haven't asked it.
So in a carriage.
What's
in
your
a
horse's
carriage with
name?
I
Tyler,
recognise that
Skaz,
DM face.
and
Time to
Fanthrop,
stop time.
kids, and then,
Connor.
and Connor. And
His
then-
name is Glory.
with those.
Correct,
Yes.
and 3 tilted.
He's great in the morning.
Roach.
Keep your arms and your legs inside. It's about to get nasty.
So who's with Gaz, Penance, Connor, and the 2 kids? I need one more.
I'm driving that.
You're
Yeah, he's
driving.
driving.
I
Driving.
think
Oh,
we
God.
put another kid in there because we've got to take Tammy's body as well. We can't
I'm driving,
keep
you guys.
that with us.
Tie it on top.
No.
This isn't
Oh,
National
wow.
Lampoon's
Or under.
Vacation.
It's on the back like a suitcase.
Yeah.
So I say Towels with one of the dead kids. One of the
There's only one dead kid.
one dead kid, one live kid, Connor, Penance, and Gaz.
I'm not with you.
And then the rest of you will be in the other carriage.
With the rest of the children.
So as you guys exit the Thunder Rock,
I'm watching Fenwick intently.
Making my way downtown.
you see that you kind of go into a wooded area that surrounds Thunder Rock. The tall canopy kind of shields you from the raging sun that is now right above your head, kind of around noon. You feel the light breeze and you enjoy the shuffling of the leaves and the wildlife that comes with it. You occasionally keep an eye out for trouble, but you know this road and area pretty well, and there's rarely trouble. And even if there was, guardians, so guardians often patrol these routes because they're trading routes. So guardians are the trained elite champion guild warriors that specializes in escorting high-valued items and people along dangerous routes.
What's Tiberius? His is just a.
He's above that. He's a champion. So
Oh.
he's like a bounty hunter that executes them.
Yeah.
So they're very dexterous and they're very vigilant. So nothing really catches them off guard. Your ride is rough. The frequent swerves and divots in the muddy ground kind of gets weary over time. An hour passes and the wooded maze gives way to rolling hills dotted with floral delights. The sun beats down on you and your companions. In the distance you see a star that glimmers not from the sky but from the land in front of you, many miles away. The star is a city of Eridan. Before you have time to thoroughly enjoy the curves of the land, you are met with grounds that bleed gold, fields of corn, wheat, and cotton. Signs on each farm, each claiming to be better than the other. Workers, you can see, are now at their lunches, are weighing in their picked goods in competition with each other to receive a higher pay or larger portion of the meal. As you draw closer to the city, you cross the river town of Atiri, and in front of you is a shimmering white city with circular white stone walls which form rings. Which form 3 rings. The outer one is the largest and the shortest. As it goes inwards, it gets smaller, the ring, but it gets taller, kind of like a wedding cake. Gold covers the rim of the ring's walls. Powerful gold triangular turrets line on top of the walls. They scan the land and the skies. The triangle changes geometry as it moves. So the pieces kind of cover the shooter perfectly as it moves. The outer ring shoots out into the villages and the fields surrounding the city, creating kind of like a sun ray effect. If the city was seen from the sky, almost if it was to please view. So you guys reach one of the, can we go along the 2 walls that are the sun rays closest to the main entrance of the city, and you see guards checking papers and slowing down traffic.
Who am I in a cart with?
You're in cart with.
Tal, myself, and
Oh no! So
Oh.
with
I'm driving.
Alaric.
the 3 kids, so 4
myself and
kids.
a bunch of kids.
You, Alaric.
And so we got copies of the chronomancy spells, didn't we?
Yes.
Right, so the entire time that we're travelling, and I was sort of breaking out of my study to get into the caravan, Fenwick is poring over each of them, looking at the arcane sigils he's drawn down that he used in the room, and he's trying to, backwards and forwards, trying to understand, trying to make sense of it.
I would have said when we started the journey, like, Fenwick, if you're hearing any voices or you're feeling any pain, please tap me or tell me or something.
I'm fine.
As we approach through the ride, those in my carriage would have noticed that Penance is getting purple on the cheeks.
What colour is Penance?
Red.
Yeah.
Red. He's gone purple on the cheeks, and discovered once or twice during the ride that he gets motion sickness. So it's one of those ones where it's like when you can't even talk. So I've just like done the taumaturgy to just slap open the door and just once or twice along the way.
Oh
A little bit of water jug. Well, this is rough. I prefer horses. And as we get close, I go to yell. Throw up one more time. Okay. I cast taumaturgy again in order to shout out to make my voice louder. Tiberius, Hazel, you're up at the door for paperwork. Carry on.
You can see Tiberius have kind of ridden ahead.
I drive extra rough.
I'm not in your one.
No, you just said you were.
I'm in
Oh,
this.
sorry.
Yeah.
So,
Oh my God.
as you kind of you have driven at full speed before, but kind of currently you are slowed down because there are people in front of you with goods, kind of cotton and crops and things like that,
Okay.
and they're riding into the city.
I'm gonna try and just hail down Tiberius before he like disappears. Does he come back?
He looks at you and goes, "Come on, let's go."
There's a queue, Tiberius. Can we come in with you, or do we have to wait?
What?
There's a line.
I am Tiberius. I wait for no one.
Alright,
He
so-
rides forward.
Let's follow the
I
man.
was gonna wave you guys over. Just let's go.
Oh, great.
So, quick heads up, you guys. I'm not great at lying. If there's any lying needs to happen, just as a
Just tell the truth, just not
yes. Well,
correct.
yes. Okay.
Tell the
We
opposite.
have paperwork to let's in. We're
We do.
a member of the Champions Guild.
Okay.
Yeah, just
Just if there's any sort of lying needs to be done. No,
So other drowned children in the carriages, just kind of out
Yeah.
there in the open.
I think. Oh no, they're like.
might cover them up with blankets or.
Yeah,
well,
I
they're
think
still
we need to-
recovering, so
I
it'll
think we
probably
need to
be
like
okay.
kind of vouch, get Tiberius maybe to vouch for us a bit. I think he's got enough sway to maybe help us get him with them back.
Tiberius is gone.
No, that's what I'm saying. Tiberius, no.
Sort of knowing that these
Ally.
carriages are of probably noble people,
Yes.
I'm just going to inch it forward and see what happens.
Also, your carriage is in front of their carriage,
Alright.
actually,
I think we're. I don't know.
because they're the one with the body.
Yeah.
I'll say probably want to get there first.
Yeah.
So you inch forward and you see the guards checking all the papers of the two lines kind of left and right of you. You barge in the middle, following Tiberius's lead, who has now disappeared. The guards give you a look and a nod to you, and then the carriage goes by, windows fully up, not even taking a look inside.
Damn, money does get you anywhere.
So as you enter the muddy city that you see, there's nothing like the walls that you see outside. Not marble and white and glimmering gold. It is sandy and dry and arid inside. There are broken stones that paves the floor of the entrance, but it's mostly very, very dirty. There are dirty huts lining and very compact, filling up the streets. The first two places you see are taverns. One massive three-story tavern called Uff, which you can also smell as a distillery. And the second tavern, just a little small one, playing very loud music with occasional people falling out of the window, called the Rough Tug.
Home sweet home.
So, okay, sorry, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, knowing that we're not going to get any higher in the city without papers, I want to find somewhere that we can park these carriages up and then disappear, and then I want to reach out to some contacts to see if we can get into the upper circles.
Oh, perfect. So I'll say you know the city to be like this. As you go in, because it's a circle, you can go right or left. There are two more walls stopping you, so it's not really a full circle that you can kind of get to. You only have access to the bottom half. On your left are all the guards and the guilds and things, and the storerooms, and on the right are all the undesirables. So a lot of crime happens there, you know this, and that's where the drow quarter is.
So there we go.
Yeah.
Should we park the things out?
I'm going to park the carriages close to the gate, and then get out and walk over to the other carriage and goes, I think we better go on foot from here.
Can we see Tiberius at all?
You see him kind of the back of his horse exiting and entering into the second ring of the city.
Well,
We're not going to
let's
go where he is, and we don't want him where we're going to go.
No, let's get these kids sorted. And then, do we know where the Church of Beale would be? Would that be further in?
There
Oh no,
is.
Avon.
There's no Church of Avon,
Okay.
but there is a Church of Beale in the city next to the city guards
Okay.
area. But that is just a small kind of little church. It's not the cathedral. The cathedral will be inside the city.
Yeah.
In
So where the
I was thinking more
cathedral is.
about Tammy. Do we try and return Tammy to his family, or do we just take him to a church?
I think to take him to the family.
Agreed.
Question.
You look a bit purple there. Are you okay?
The
I would be
university
fine.
or nearest library, where would that be from here?
there are bookstores, many bookstores here. You don't know the legitimacy and of the books that they sell, but the library is in the inner city.
Okay. And we don't have access to that at the moment.
No.
Well, we'd be able to get in there because that's where we met. So we, as guild members, maybe.
It depends. There's temporary passes. If you weren't born into the city, there are only temporary passes that you're allotted.
And we don't have those, do we?
No.
I feel like
They're
our
run out.
second point of call after dealing with the children would be going to the guild to report a mission something.
Yes, I think we should take. Connor, would you be willing to come with us and help us explain what happened there
Sure. To the
to the guild?
the
Just
guild.
so we can do a report. We've got you as sort of a witness, just to help clarify our story.
Of course.
And as the mayor of the town of which we were sent,
Exactly.
it is a rather viable witness.
Exactly. And as a cleric of Beale.
Of course. I will try as hard as I can to explain the situation.
Then of course we'll take you to your brother as well. So you
Yes. That would be good.
Right.
That would be a good escort mission for us to do under the Champions Guild to let us into the next ring.
Yes.
But for now, let us return some kids.
Yes.
So you guys travel still on foot
Yep.
with the
Yeah.
kids or on the car?
We're keeping the kids
Yeah.
close.
Okay. Covered or uncovered?
Covered.
I think they've got like if we can do like little hobbit robes or something. Like
Just
halfway.
blanket.
I'll say you're about to fashion some kind of
Yeah.
robe.
Give me the
Blankets around and just pulled up over their heads.
I'm just gonna like be holding Tammy and just have lots of blankets.
We just ripped out the tapestry of the caravan, the carts we were in, just ripping out blankets and curtains. Here you go, kids, $400 curtains.
Would Fenthric be walking? Would you be on my shoulder?
I think Fenthric would be doing something else. He needs answers.
I will be very far behind everyone else, pretending like I'm not part of this group.
So will you be doing something else, as in you will go to the bookstore, or would you?
I would be figuring out ways of getting inside the next ring to get to the university.
I think we can do that. I'm not jazzed about the idea of you being by yourself.
Yeah,
I think we can do that as a group.
Just come with us. We'll get up there.
It'll be a 1 hour detour at max.
I don't want you by yourself.
I reckon we stick together.
Fine. Let's just get this done.
Perfect.
You can sit on my shoulder and keep studying if you want.
I'll walk.
I'll just whisper to you, say, I don't trust him.
You don't trust him, or what is inside him?
Yeah, I don't trust it. Whatever it is, I don't trust it.
Well, it means we need to keep a good eye on him then.
Yeah.
So as you guys slowly trudge towards the drow quarters, careful not to, expose yourselves. You walk past a bunch of worker residences. You notice that down some alleyways there are shops. Marvelous magical supplies. There is the Cavanius Tombs and Scrolls. You pass the Aragon City Guards holding cells. And then right next to it is the Rainier Market Livestock and Goods Market. Why did I write that? The Copper Thread. Merkins and Sons. And at the very end of that is the Drow Quarters, where there's as you reach the Drow Quarters, you notice that it is kind of in a pit. That is a very massive pit with one house, and all the rest are tents. You see one bigger tent is red in the middle. You know that as the first man's tent. The first man is what you call someone who's a leader of a tribe in Drow culture. and you notice that the only house there is actually a business. It is a smithy's called Tendu's Smithies.
I'd like to, on our way, whenever we're walking, if I see any individual or group of people that I notice are looking at us for more than a few seconds, I'd like to use thaumaturgy to cause whispers to occur from behind them, just ominous whispers, so that they look away as we walk past. Just a constant barrage of ominous whispers to just make people go like, "What's happening? Wait, what is happening behind me?" sort of thing.
And a few people do in the alleyways kind of look out towards you and go, and then as he looks back, you guys are already gone.
Exactly, to make us the least weird thing of their day.
And
While we're going, I'm going to use some thieves' cant hand signals to communicate to them that we're here on business, which I'm sure will get our message up ahead of first, so they'll expect us.
you see a friend of yours in front of you, and you see a friend of yours in front of you. You notice him as one of the apprentices in the Thieves Guild. You want to say hi to him, but before you can, you notice shadows on rooftops on your left and your
I
right.
don't think we're alone, folks.
And it's where we shoot for initiative. Alright, so I believe that we can stop here and shoot for initiative next episode. We have something really, really crazy, I think. I don't know. Maybe it's not that crazy. Maybe it's in my head. Something really, really crazy for our next game for Shoot for Initiative. Come back next Sunday from 6 to 7 to see what happens when you try and sneak kids into a city.
We're still alive!
And so are the kids.
Yay! Mostly.
Most of them.
Don't make me drop this dead child to like grab out my weapons. I'm gonna have to like find a spot to hide this kid.
You hold up the dead child as a shield.
No! No.
Plus 2 to AC.
So which one's my rocket one?
See you next Sunday.
Use Tammy plus 3.
Let's
Let's like it a wiggle.
Try it.